50% of people are dumber than average. Now, intelligence is a small part of success, but this quote statistically reveals how pathetically easy it is to get ahead these days. Your life can really simply be represented on a linear model. The more you put in, the more you get out. The fact is that so many people literally put nothing in that if you just do a couple things, you're already in the top 1%. This is a clip of my local Costco. I would say it's a pretty average area at a pretty average time. How many fucking mobility scooters do you count? More than one. That's the problem. This is your competition. Like I said in the title, it's pathetic. Most self-improvement advice is focused on squeezing the last 5% of optimization out of your life. Meanwhile, what you have to do to actually improve is just not ignore the 95% of shit that most people do. So instead of talking about fucking AI agents or screen blockers or goddamn fucking creatine HCl or whatever, let's talk about the shit that actually matters. These are the 20% of actions you can take to get 80% improvement overall in your life. I'm gonna preface this video that some of these things are gonna seem too easy, like they're almost beneath you and that you should be doing more. But the reality is, the bare minimum path to success just requires bare minimum effort. Number one, your physique. Let's start with the easiest one. About 25% of Americans have gym memberships. Now, obviously, some people work out at home or do some other sort of exercise outside of the gym. So let's say the real number of people who work out in the US is about 50%. How many of those people do you think are actually consistent? Like they're doing their given activity for at least 3 times a week for more than a year. Probably less than half. So now we're down to about 20% of people consistently exercising. Let me ask you another question. How many of those people you think actually try hard and push themselves? I would bet all of my money, all my fucking assets, my car that I don't even own, that it's like 3%. Here's the thing, guys. I can personally guarantee you will get your dream 10 out of 10 physique if you just do one simple thing. Go to the gym for 30 years. If you want to lower that timer and get to your goal faster, then all you got to do is put in more effort. I've gone to the same gym now for about 5 years straight. And every single morning when I walk in, I see the same people I've seen for the past 2,000 something days, either looking exactly the same or a little bit fatter. Now, don't get me wrong, consistency is the most important thing. If you do one super hard workout, but you only do it fucking twice a year, obviously that isn't going to make a difference. But that doesn't mean you can just show up. Showing up isn't the work. Showing up is just the prerequisite to being able to do the work. This combination of consistency and effort are the only two variables when it comes to building your physique and your general physical health. All you got to do is care a moderate amount about both. I remember one time it was like an arm day or something, and I was feeling particularly down about my physique and kind of comparing myself to others. And then I happened to look over to the benches and saw this really old guy pretty much repping my max. I think it was like 275 at the time, and he probably hit it for 8. And seeing that made it kind of hit me. All I have to do is keep pushing hard like I already am and never quit, and I literally can't fail. Unless I got hit by a fucking bus or something, I'm guaranteed the results I deserve. And I think if you can just instill that mindset in your head, you're not only guaranteed your 10 out of 10 physique in the future, but it also takes all the pressure off of comparing yourself to others. Because now it doesn't matter if some guy is hypothetically beating you at the game of the gym because he's bigger than you. All that matters is that you keep playing. Okay, step 1 is done. Now you're guaranteed to get super jacked. You're welcome. Now we gotta fix the mental muscle, your brain. Number 2, mental health. Remember how I said it's gonna seem too easy? You ready? It's going to be ridiculously simple to get like 90% of your happiness and mental health back. Literally, all I ask is that you follow one rule. Just don't scroll. I promise you, you can still watch fucking 8 hours of YouTube, 10 movies a day, and play fucking video games every night, and you'll still have a clearer, smarter, more effective brain than anyone that uses that time scrolling. You see, with scrolling, there's no investment. It's super easy to just throw away 4 hours because you're getting fed entertainment. You don't even have to click it. With YouTube or movies, for example, there's a choice you have to make. What is interesting enough for you to click and watch for 10 minutes or like an hour or something? Even video games are better than scrolling. I would argue that playing video games with your friends might even be an overall positive boost to your mental health, even if you waste a lot of time doing so. That being said, if these things are taking up like half your day, that's obviously something you should work on. But if we're strictly talking getting ahead of most people in this world, then that time is infinitely better doing something that doesn't fuck up your attention span and drain your intelligence like scrolling does. I promise you, just not scrolling is the easiest thing you can implement that is the lowest amount of effort that gives you the biggest amount of results on your mental health. So now you're in great shape, you got a great physique, you're jacked as fuck, and your mind is fixed. So that's even better. But the problem is, those two things alone won't make you wake up hard on a random Tuesday ready to fuck life. To get that last boost, you need something else. You need a thing. Number 3, your thing. Sounds a little bit bland and undescriptive, I know, but let me explain. If your average day looks like you're going to work or school, and then you come back home, eat something, go to the gym, and then the rest of the night you're just relaxing. Don't get me wrong, it's great that you're going to the gym, and that's already a huge step ahead of most people, but I promise you, you're missing something. And chances are you probably feel it too. I am a firm believer that everybody needs something they're working on. Everybody needs something from 5 to 9 after their 9 to 5. Whether it's a creative hobby or a business you're working on or a new skill you're learning, you gotta have something else challenging and that you genuinely like outside of work and gym. The best part of this video is that if you implemented the just don't scroll feature from the previous pillar, which I know you did, right? Because you're fucking following the steps, right? Then you'll get your motivation back because you won't be frying your dopamine receptors all the time. So if you have that mental boost in combination with a project you enjoy, you'll subconsciously cut down on all the time you're wasting consuming content because you'd probably rather be working on that project. My thing is this YouTube channel. Not only do I get to educate people on topics that I already enjoy talking about, but I'm also getting better at like public speaking, speaking to a camera, videography in general, editing, persuasion, all this stuff. And as an added bonus, if the channel gets big enough, I could probably make money from it too. Why would I want to do anything else but work on my thing? It's fun and productive. And that's the whole goal of having a thing. Most people spend years trying to force themselves to be productive on something they don't even fucking like. You need to find something you genuinely enjoy that's productive at the same time. And then you'll not only have to never force yourself to work on it again, but you'll also start looking forward to it. And I promise you, if you can just spend a few hours a day for a couple years working on something you genuinely enjoy while everyone else is scrolling, consuming content, or I don't know, fucking waiting for Friday to arrive, you're not only gonna have more fun in your life overall, but eventually you're gonna build something valuable to show for it. It might be money, skills, opportunities, or maybe even relationships, but something good is gonna come out of it, and it will benefit you because it's your thing. Just like the gym, effort compounds. And most people really just don't stay in the game long enough to experience that compounding. Remember, if you're average, which means you have a shit physique, you don't make a lot of money, and you spend most of your time scrolling watching bullshit, 50% of people are still worse than you. Let me remind you of that Costco clip. Do you really want to be considered to be at the same level of these people? These fucking subhumans? This is your competition. If you can stay reasonably healthy, protect your attention span, and work on something a few hours a week that you genuinely like, you're gonna be miles ahead. Not because you're the most disciplined person in the world, not because you have the most perfect optimized morning routine, and not even because you work the hardest, but because you're willing to do a few simple things consistently and with intent. The hard part isn't knowing what to do. The hard part is doing it for long enough to where it starts to matter. Don't be a pathetic loser, be all that you can be.